So if you ask me what is one of the most important skills to train your dog, my answer would be fetch. Why? What's so important about this silly game?
Fetch!
If you've seen some of these obsessed dogs and their excitement to play fetch, you'll understand. Fetch is what some dogs live for. Not only is it a great way to bond with your dog, it's a great way to tire out your dog both mentally and physically. A lot of bad behavior with dogs is simply due to boredom. So if you find yourself having a dog that's chewing excessively or have some behavioral issues, fetch actually may be a tool to address those concerns. Now the surprising thing is that fetch doesn't come naturally. Have you thrown the ball only to find yourself chasing your dog around the park as they happily play keep away? Well, just like any game, you'll need to teach the rules and mechanics to your dog for a perfect fetch. So in this video, we're going to break down the mechanics of fetch and help you teach your dog the game. So let's get started. When it comes to the mechanics of fetch, we could break it down into 3 parts. We need your dog to chase after the toy, bring it back to you, and then drop it or hand it to you. This sounds ridiculously obvious, but you'd be surprised how often one of these 3 parts break down, which then leads to a whole another game like chase or keep away. Sometimes if there is no drive, you'll see the toy just fly over your dog's head without any response. In order for your dog to chase after the toy, we need to build the drive. This should be easy with a puppy since they'll chase after every little thing that moves. But if you have a dog that's a little less motivated,
shows a lack of motivation,
you'll need to test out which toy motivates them to turn on the fetch instinct. It might be a ball, frisbee, rope toy, and it might change from day to day. Either way, find out what makes your dog tick. For Gandalf, one thing he can never resist is the rumbling of the iFetch ball launcher. If he hears that motor run, it's almost guaranteed that he will enter into fetch mode, even if it's just for 1 rep. Whatever toy it is, encourage your dog to go after it with little throws like this. Keep the distance short because most likely the mechanics will break down initially. Our goal is for your dog to go after it, tug at it, and just have fun. We want to make sure they are having an amazing time, because that's the whole point of fetch, right? Once the drive is there, start throwing out the toy a little bit further and then call your dog back. If they refuse to come, you might need to put a little bit more energy into it. If your dog is not bringing it back to you, one strategy is actually to run away from your dog. That will initiate the chase and herding instinct, making your dog chase after you. Okay, the last part of the process is getting your dog to drop the ball. There are 2 ways that we can do this. One is the tug method, and the other is the food method. I haven't talked about the food method since I prefer to keep the game purely driven by play, but sometimes food is the biggest motivator, especially for Corgis. For the tug method, start with a rope toy and encourage your dog to hold on to it and begin tugging. Abruptly stop tugging and say drop. Wait motionless until your dog releases the toy. You have effectively stopped the game and made the toy boring. As soon as your dog releases, immediately encourage your dog to take the toy and begin tugging again. Repeat this as a regular exercise to teach the command take it and drop.
Ready, drop. Ready, take it. Drop.
Yes. The second way is the food method, where you encourage your dog to hold on to the toy and tug, and as you say drop, immediately present your dog with a treat which will prompt them to drop the toy. Mark and reward when your dog drops the toy. The food method should be a little easier, but the problem is that they may exit the play mode and enter into a food mode, so the game may end if you stop giving treats. As a pro tip, use this exercise separately from fetch so that they can learn the concept of drop. Once you get a reliable drop, try putting it all together. Throw the object at a short distance, encourage your dog to run back to you, and say drop when your dog is near you. If you find that your dog is not chasing the toy, or bringing it back or dropping, troubleshoot each of the parts separately. Keep at it, and before you know it, you're going to have a fetch-obsessed dog. We call this up-up. Gandalf excitedly runs upstairs to our long hallway. Typically, his number is about 14 reps, but if he's sedentary for most of the day, it could extend up to 30. This will take about 5 minutes to complete, but the overall benefit and satisfaction that he has from this game is priceless. A dog who knows fetch will be one happy dog. I guarantee it. Now, if you need to brush up your skills on getting your dog's attention, check out this video over here. Happy fetching.